My name is Helen Dancer. By day I'm a travel journalist, but I also have a not-so-sensible passion, fairy tales. So when I was given the opportunity to travel to Germany and follow the footsteps of the Brothers Grimm, I jumped at the chance. Our route will take us from Bremen to Steinau, down the German fairy tale route, and from here we'll continue to Austria, and finally to a place in Croatia that would grace any fairy tale. First stop, Hamelin. Michael Boyer has played the part of the Pied Piper for the past 15 years and still enthusiastically recounts the tale with a theatrical cadence that comes with years of storytelling.
So, which parts of the story of the Pied Piper are actually historically correct? So it's a true story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come along, I'll show you. In the year 1284, a colourful man came to Hameln, went around the church tower, came out of this alleyway with 130 young people, and left going east to the mountain and was never seen again.
So what actually happened?
According to historians, the young people left with the piper to build new villages in the eastern part of Europe.
So the Piper took these children somewhere else where they could start a new life, essentially?
Yes, he should have been a hero. But why is he turned into a villain? Why is the cover-up? And this is where the story gets really interesting. Cut to next scene.
Fortunately, I was not so entranced by the playing of this particular Pied Piper as to be distracted from my route. My next stop is the Burgpark in Cassel. There's an eerie magic here, which is appropriate for a place that's known as the capital of the German fairy tale route. This spectacular place is usually teeming with tourists, and for good reason, but get here early enough and you can enjoy the beautiful views over Cassel in quiet solitude. If you fancy a pit stop, it's worth popping into this place, the Brauhaus Knollhütte in Bauntal. It used to be owned by a lady called Dorothea Fiemann in the 1700s, and she used to tell the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. One of which was Sleeping Beauty, and as if by magic, our next stop happened to be Saberburg Castle, which according to the Brothers Grimm is where Sleeping Beauty actually lived. I was pleasantly surprised to find Sleeping Beauty wide awake, still in residence, and still very much in love with her gallant prince. I took the opportunity to ask her to clarify why the Brothers Grimm chose this particular castle.
Pay a visit to Fairyland. Brothers Grimm chose this place here because it looks like the castle was described in the fairy tale, and this place looked like with a thorn.
Deep in the wood.
Yes, and so it was,
happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's that mystery solved then. We're on our way to Steinau, which is where the Brothers Grimm used to live. I'm looking forward to popping into their house and getting a sense of what their lives were like. The Brothers Grimm collected their fairy tales from local storytellers and published their first book in 1812. But what really surprised me was that they censored future versions, taking out juicy details that might have offended the middle classes. Like Rapunzel getting pregnant up in her tower, for example. As we travel further south, the landscape opens up, and we're headed towards those jagged mountains over there to see a Disney-style fairy tale castle, which is actually the inspiration behind the Sleeping Beauty castle at Disneyland. It's pretty spectacular stuff. Just as spectacular is another fairy tale inspired building just over the border. And better still, you can even stay in this one. We're at the Roger Bad Blunau Spa Hotel in Austria, and it was designed by Hundertwasser, who specialised in these fairy tale architectural landscapes. It's a sprawling complex with some surreal design touches, so it might not be to everyone's taste. But it's the perfect getaway for modern Sleeping Beauties and their Prince Charmings. Our journey now takes us to Croatia, a country that has its own rich history of fairy tales, myths and legends. This mountain here is apparently haunted. It's home to the evil witches of Klek, and the legend goes that they gather here every stormy night and their cries can be heard for miles. We leave the witches behind for our final destination, the Plitvice Lakes National Park, a landscape that would grace any fairy tale kingdom. drive was long and it was a bit of a trek to get here, but it's absolutely worth it. This place is amazing. It's a proper fairy tale wonderland.